I'm Ryan from Empower Energy, and I just wanted to explain some of the extra items some of our domestic customers like to have when they purchase a solar PV system from us. You don't have to have any of these. Sometimes I'm asked why we don't include them as standard at the point that we quote every job. But as hopefully you can appreciate, it's a very competitive market out there. We already insist on very premium components, so we try to be as competitive as we possibly can. All of these add-ons, they're great to have. They've all got their own benefits, which I'm going to explain now, but they're not essential to your system working, so it's completely up to you. One of them with the SolarEdge inverters that we install is something called a Modbus meter. This particular device sits at the origin of your mains, so where your meter tails come into the property, and basically by adding this with a CT, which is a current transformer, around your incoming supply cable, it enables the app to not just show what the solar is doing, but also what your property is doing in relation to it. So ultimately, as always with SolarEdge, you've then got it historically, so you can look back on the previous week, the previous month, the previous year. You will see exactly what your property has pulled in from the grid. You'll see exactly what you've self-consumed of your solar, and you'll also see what you've exported. So it's quite a nice device if you're looking, you want that extra level of visibility with things. A lot of customers find it quite useful to sort of, why am I using so much electric, and perhaps be a little bit more conservative with electric. So it's a great little device that is one thing that can be added. Another device is something called an immersion controller, also known as power diverters. We offer a couple of different options. There's the SolarEdge version that sits on the SolarEdge platform. That automatically has to work with the Modbus meter, so that comes as part of it. Or the other one that we recommend is a Eddi made by MyEnergy. They're a great British company, really good products. Both of the concepts are the same. You've basically got a hot water cylinder with an immersion heater. Please bear in mind, if you don't have a hot water cylinder, i.e. if you have a combi boiler, this won't work. But if you do have a cylinder with immersion heater, basically the diverters are able to vary the amount of power that they put into the heater based on how much you're exporting to the grid. Because it's a resistive element, it means that it can take any amount of power. A 3 kilowatt immersion element, if you only feed 1 kilowatt to it, it will take 3 times as long, but it's still going to heat that water over the course of the day. And it means it's a great use of the excess energy. It's a bit like a battery that you've already got, so a lot of people go for that. One thing I would say is with the Eddi, there is a device which is available called the MyEnergy Hub. It's not essential for that device to work, but if you do want the app to work, then you need to have that as an added component. It doesn't come as standard. Other options are batteries. Batteries are very expensive at the moment. It's questionable different people's views on whether cost of batteries is going to come down in the upcoming years. By far the market leader is the Tesla Powerwall with backup gateway, but as I say, they are quite expensive, and I'll go into more details on batteries in another video. We also offer a Give Energy system, which is a slightly more budget conscious system, but it is another add-on if you want to try and increase your self-consumption by holding back the energy that you would otherwise export in the middle of the day and feed your property at night. We do have some inquiries from people that want pigeon meshing around their arrays. We don't fit this as standard. I would say out of probably 1,000 systems that we've fitted, we have a problem with maybe 1% of them, something like that. If you're particularly concerned, or you've already got pigeons nesting in the area and you'd like to have pigeon meshing, please ask, we can include that. The other thing that people often ask us at the same time as solar is whether we can have an EV charger installed at the same time. We recommend the Zappi, which is another device also made by MyEnergy, the same manufacturers as the Eddi. The one thing to bear in mind is that it does work in a different way. If you buy an electric vehicle, you are able to claim the OZEV grant, which is a £350 grant towards it. That does mean that you wouldn't typically bundle it up with a solar cost. It will be a separate invoice and separate process in order to claim the grant. For a lot of people that are perhaps waiting for their vehicles, we do need the VIN number of the vehicle in order to be able to claim that grant for you. So although it may seem sensible to do it at the same time as the solar, often people will tie that in with actually getting their electric vehicle, and then they're able to claim the grant. Thank you.